In the heart of a war-torn city, under the cover of darkness, a team of Navy SEALs was on a critical mission. Their objective: extract a high-value target. Everything was going according to plan until suddenly, all hell broke loose. An ambush. Pinned down by a relentless hail of gunfire, the team was in serious trouble. Their numbers were dwindling, and their medic, a young nurse named Kate, was frantically working to save the wounded. The SEALs knew her as the quiet, gentle soul who patched them up after missions. They respected her medical skills, but in a firefight, she was a civilian, a liability they had to protect. The team leader, a seasoned warrior named Jake, was barking orders, trying to find a way out of the kill zone. But the enemy had them surrounded, their positions perfectly triangulated. It was a death trap. One by one, his men were getting hit. Hope was fading fast. Jake glanced over at Kate, who was desperately trying to stop the bleeding of a fallen teammate. Her face was a mask of concentration, but there was no panic in her eyes. Just a grim resolve. As the enemy fire intensified, another SEAL went down, dropping his specialized sniper rifle. The situation was dire. They were outgunned and outmaneuvered. Jake prepared to make a final desperate stand, a last-ditch effort to buy his remaining men a few more seconds of life. But then, something happened that no one could have predicted. Kate, the nurse, finished patching up the wounded soldier, secured the bandage, and then calmly moved towards the fallen sniper rifle. Jake yelled at her, "Kate, get down, what are you doing?" But she didn't listen. She picked up the rifle, her movements fluid and practiced, a stark contrast to the chaos around them. In one smooth motion, she chambered a round, settled into a firing position, and peered through the scope. The SEALs watched in stunned silence. This wasn't the nurse they knew. The way she held the weapon, the way her breathing steadied, the intense focus in her eyes, it was the look of a trained professional, a stone-cold killer. Before anyone could say another word, the rifle cracked. A single shot echoed through the night. Across the street, an enemy machine gunner, who had been pinning them down, slumped over, silenced. A perfect headshot from over 800 meters. The SEALs stared, their jaws on the floor. Crack, another shot. A second high-threat target on a rooftop dropped. Crack, a third. She was methodically dismantling the enemy's command structure, picking off their key positions with terrifying precision. Her shots were clean, efficient, and deadly. She wasn't just shooting, she was hunting. Jake couldn't believe what he was seeing. Where did a nurse learn to shoot like that? The relentless enemy fire began to falter as their leaders were taken out one by one. Kate's shots were creating the opening they so desperately needed. The tide of the battle was turning, not because of the elite SEALs, but because of the quiet nurse they thought they needed to protect. Seizing the opportunity, Jake rallied his men. "Move now!" he roared. They laid down covering fire while Kate continued her surgical dismantling of the enemy forces. They fought their way out of the ambush, grabbing their wounded and falling back to the extraction point. All the while, the hauntingly regular crack of Kate's sniper rifle covered their retreat, ensuring no enemy could get a clean shot. Back at the base, the debrief was surreal. The surviving SEALs looked at Kate with a mixture of awe, respect, and a million unanswered questions. Jake finally approached her, his voice low. "Kate, who are you?" She finally looked up from cleaning the rifle, a faint, wry smile on her lips. She simply said, "Before I was a nurse, I was something else." It turned out, Kate was a former special operations sniper from another country's elite unit, who had left that life behind to save people instead of ending them. But that night, to save the people she cared about, she had to become the ghost she once was. The SEALs thought they were protecting a nurse, but in reality, a legend was protecting them. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible true stories. See you next time.